we streamed for way longer than I thought today. So
6 hours, yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate everybody hanging out. We had a fantastic, unexpected, amazing Mario Monday today. So thank you. I will see you tomorrow for turn-based bat Tuesday. Later.
Hello? Okay. Sorry we're taking so long. Freaking, his parents are teaching him how to clean the hot tub better. Apparently there was something we didn't know about. His family, they're always super talkative. When he says, I'll be back in 5 minutes, it's usually times 3 that. So sorry for the wait. I don't really want to play without him. Oh, man. Ollie. I'm trying to remember, because it was like a couple months ago that I played this. I played it like when it came out. Ollie, I'm assuming he's the main antagonist. I can't remember. I actually didn't beat this game, so if the ending is super amazing and colorful and everything, I missed that. I'm a completionist. I have like OCD. I have to try to 100% it, and I'm like hard stuck on the Shy Guy puzzle minigame thingy where there's 12 mini games and you get a reward, I guess, for doing all 12 of them consecutively without messing up. And I always mess up the one where it's like a picture on your circle puzzle grid that you fight on. There's a picture and then it mixes it all up and I'm like, whoa, and you have to like do like 10 steps to fix it. I'm like, I can't, my brain does not follow that one. But I don't know, yeah. As I was saying earlier, like, this game frustrated with a couple of points, especially with the combat. I found the combat to be too easy, sorry. But, yeah, I really want to point out that this game's graphics was amazing. It really took the creativity of Paper Mario and took it to another level. It even further than Thousand Year Door, because it was cool that Thousand Year Door had the origami effect of turning into a paper airplane or a paper boat or whatever, and like doing cool things like this. But this goes on a whole other level, just with the whole, especially how they just double down on origami. When the origami parts hit, it's like real crazy. So I appreciate that of the game. I honestly need to sit down and beat it. I have too many other games that are just on my list to do, that I haven't got around to picking this back up. And every time I pick this up, I go back to that puzzle game trying to 100% it, and I rage again. It kills me. He should be back soon, hopefully. Yeah, they're in the middle of cleaning the hot tub, which shouldn't take too long. They just have a couple of small parts that they wanted to get cleaned out. But they said everything they really wanted to say, so mostly we're just like waiting for the goodbyes if they're not done talking in circles. Let's see. What else can I talk about? Oh man, I don't even know at this point. I'm about to start talking about other games. That's all I've been doing. I don't know if Cody's mentioned this. Ceaking. I don't know if he's mentioned it yet, but him and I are going to start streaming Monster Hunter Generations soon. We've been trying to build up our characters. I personally recommended that I didn't want us to start streaming at the low ranks. Like, we're still low level. We're still, getting to the actual game. For me, like, high rank and G rank is where it's at. Like, that's the entertainment of the game. And I wanted to get to at least the high ranks before we started streaming. So I'm excited for that, as well as soon as Rise comes out, yeah, we might be getting on that. Monster Hunter Rise. I find it weird, if anybody's in the stream, I find it weird that it's a Switch exclusive. Monster Hunter Rise is a Switch exclusive. That really threw me for a loop when I heard that. Because I thought at least it's going to be on PC like Monster Hunter World was. But I don't know. I feel like it might have, maybe not, but I was thinking maybe it was like some kind of graphic limitation. They were like, oh man, we can't actually put out this amazing looking game. Let's downgrade it a little bit, put it on the Switch. But no, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just excited. Like I've been a huge Monster Hunter fan since Try. And funny story, me and my brother, Monster Hunter Try was our first introduction to the game, the one for Wii. And we played the crap out of it. And my brother went way further than me. He actually participated in the online events and basically 100% of the game. He had a full Elachion armor, Elachion weapon. Like he did everything in the game that could. He had like over 2,000 hours in the game, which is amazing. And then not many months after that, because we were late to the party for Monster Hunter Try, Monster Hunter Try Ultimate came out for the Wii U, and they turned off the online servers for the Wii, completely making the game useless. You can only play the single player mode. You can't even access the online servers to even participate in those quests in single player. You can't even do it alone. They just completely got rid of the entire half of the game for the Wii. So that's pretty garbage. And we didn't have a Wii U or Monster Hunter Tri Ultimate at the time, so my brother's profile was just gone. Like, he could play single player and absolutely annihilate the low ranked monsters, but that's about it. So that was really unfortunate. My brother hasn't really played Monster Hunter for a long time until World came out. He played a lot of World. I think he did play Freedom Unite, if I remember correctly. But I wasn't around when he did that, so I don't know how far he got. But I don't know. I love Monster Hunter. I played like, since Try, I played like all of them, Freedom Unite. Not really. I was a little late to the party for 4. I waited till 4 Ultimate. But when I got 4 Ultimate, that's all I played. I have a god character. I'm using the G rank Black Diablo's armor because I believe I think it just straight up had the highest armor stat out of all of the armors. So I was just like, I don't care what passives it has, even though you really should care about passives. I was like, I don't care what passive it has. It just has the strongest defense, so it's the best. And then I also have the maxed out, what is it? Sarajevo's Switch Axe. I'm a Switch Axe main. The Sarajevo's Switch Axe had a passive on it. Like, weapons never have passives on them. But this weapon had a passive that every 5 dodge rolls, I think it was, you sharpen your blade a little bit. It wasn't massive, but it was like every now and then you're playing the game. And the Switch Axe also has a thing where if you're comboing, you're attacking, and then you go to dodge roll left or right, you do a sidestep. That counts. That counts for some reason. So you can do sidesteps, and you just see your blade twinkle. It sharpened it a little bit. It's like, oh, cool. It's so good. Such a strong weapon. White sharpness. Love it. I think it had like 1,200 strength, 1,400 strength, somewhere in that range, and I had over 1,000 defense, I believe. I'm a monster at Monster Hunter 4. I'm the monster. But no, another thing about Monster Hunter 4 is, well, all Monster Hunters really, I'm not much of a cooperative player. I don't play with people a whole lot, so yes, I've gotten as far as I've gotten in Monster Hunter 4 solely single player. I went into the multiplayer online area where you can actually do G-rank quests, and I was doing them all alone. There are still quests that I am just unable to beat, but maybe I could if I actually went above and beyond. There's a lot of itemization and passives on armor and whatnot that I just kind of overlook a lot of times. So I feel like if I spec'd correctly for specific fights, I might be able to do it. But at the same time, the grind needed for a lot of those materials, and I need different armor sets. I can't keep using the Black Diablos. I might be able to 100% that game alone, but I doubt it. Some of those quests were ridiculous. If I remember, there was one that was like 3 Elder Dragons, all of them frenzied, and I'm like, oh, whatever. And I always hate I think I did. There was one quest I'm pretty sure I did complete. It was like the last quest I completed, where it was like a frenzied apex Rajang. Oh man, on G rank. Oh yeah, whatever. I hate the Rajang. That was the final boss for me. Oh boy. But no, we've been chipping away at Generations. I've been destroying it. I keep playing the single player mode, and I'm like in the 8-star high ranks already in single player, and he's still in low rank. He's trying to catch up to me, and I'm not giving him any breathing room. I keep playing Monster Hunter and keep getting further and further ahead of him. But we're very close to getting to high rank, and we might start streaming it soon. He's further in the hub than he is in the story mode. So there's one monster he hasn't seen yet. We just fought the Gore Magala last night, which was the first time he's seen it, which I think is weird because he claims to have played Monster Hunter 4, which is where the Gore Magala came from. So I find it weird that he was mind blown about how the Gore Magala looked. And then but he's fought the Glavenus in the story mode, and I showed him Gammoth in the hub. So the only one he hasn't seen yet is Mizutsune, and I think I might convince him to start streaming to show his reaction of seeing Mizutsune for the first time. Mizutsune, something like that, yeah. I'm personally not a fan of the new status element Mizutsune has. That's really annoying. Funny and goofy. I mean, Monster Hunter is funny and goofy, but it really messes up your fight. You're like, oh, come on. I just want to punch him, but I got bubbles all over me. Alright. Sorry. This isn't my stream if you're tuning in. So I'm not allowed to progress the story and play the game. I'm waiting. We're still waiting. His parents showed up. They're talking for a bit. Still waiting for him to come back. I'm just kind of biding the time until he gets back. Talking about other video games, because I played this, but I don't want to talk too much about this. Because I didn't beat it. I can't really give a fair opinion. I'm sure the ending's good. I hope. What else have I been doing? Oh, I'm a super fan of combat games, turn-based combat. So I like all the Final Fantasy, not all the Final Fantasies, but I like a majority of the Final Fantasy games and etc. Other Square Enix games that they've done. So the recent topic of the new game that just came out, Bravely Default 2. I'm not gonna say anything, no spoilers, don't worry. But I love it. Compared to the first Bravely Default, the graphics are astounding. The cutscenes are great. Like for example, this isn't spoilers. Fucking the one dude gets punched, and like the way that the one character walked up to him in the cutscene and punched him, it still could be better. There's video games that have had animations way better, but compared to the first Bravely Default to this one, it was very clean. I was like, oh, look at that, he got punched, and then the guy like reeled over, and like it looked good. It looked real good. As well as the combat, the world, everything. I'm very much enjoying the game, and I've only played it for like 2 hours. So I'm really excited to get into that and to delve further into that. I'm very impressed with how Bravely Default's coming through. As well as they seem to have taken a couple of tips from Octopath Traveler, namely the weapon and elemental like magic's weaknesses. Except unlike Octopath, you don't have to hit the enemy to find out what they're weak to. You just use your examine ability, and it tells you everything that you need to know. But I really like that aspect. Like you do, I think it's like 30% more damage if you hit them with the respective weapon or magic that they're weak to. There's so much more flair. Because one thing I will say about Bravely Default 2, if you have played Bravely Default and you're kind of like skeptical of 2, because Bravely Second, I haven't beat Bravely Second yet. I'm playing both Bravely Second and Bravely Default 2 at the same time, because I dropped Bravely Default or Bravely Second. I dropped it. Like, I thought that game was so bad. I'm sure a lot of people had the same opinion that it just wasn't as good as the first one, and it's just like not really that good at all, in my opinion. Especially the side quests in Bravely Default, the first one, and Bravely Second. The main way to get new asterisks, as they call them, job classes, is to do the side quest. That's the only way to get new job classes is you have to go and do the side quest. The first game, it was fine. It was like every side quest, you meet a new villain, you get a whole introduction and blah blah blah. And not all of them were great, but not all of them were bad. Barely any of them were bad. And it was super cool to just get all the different job classes and become a OP titan, of all these different options to customize your team. But then in Bravely Second, the side quests, the dialogue in the side quests are just cringe. Like, they're so bad, in my opinion. As well as there's a strange mechanic. No spoilers for me if you guys played it. But there's a strange mechanic where you go to a side quest and they give you the option of 2 job classes. They're like, oh, here's 2 job classes. Pick one, and the other one is gone for the whole game. I don't know if I'll ever come back to the other job class and get all the job classes eventually, but I find it very bizarre that the game is limiting me to being able to get all the job classes like that. It's very frustrating that I have to choose the summoner job class or the samurai job class, and I'm like, both of those are pretty good, man. I really want the summoner because summoner things, but the samurai has a lot of strengths and abilities that I would use that as a sub job, because you can have your main job equipped and then a sub job. So you have a whole lot of abilities. So I don't know. That really throws me off. And just the dialogue in the side quests are just really, really bad. I did one recently, so it's on the top of my mind, where I think I actually might hear him coming back, so I might actually stop talking.
The stream is dead.
Oh no, I've been keeping him busy.
Thank God, you're amazing. Holy shit.
I don't know. I think the Great Derp King has disappeared. We were gone too long.
Oh no worries, man. That's understandable.
But I decided to come back and just kind of talk about random things.
Cool.
Other video games I've been playing. Here, you go switch seats.
Yeah. Thank you.
Parents
stopped by. I finally convinced my dad to not spend all of his own money, put my account on his PlayStation, made it my primary PS4 because I'm the only one that plays on my PS4, so it's not going to affect me at all.
Yeah.
And now he can play Last of Us 2. He doesn't have to buy it.
Nice. I hope he likes it.
And due to his impatience, he read online something to get through the first game, and then because the internet is the internet, inadvertently found spoilers for the second game.
Oof, yep.
But he still wants to play it though. And we talked about it a little bit. I was like, we'll talk about it more once you beat the first game, because there's still stuff he doesn't know. He kind of knows how the first game ends, and he kind of knows what happens in the second game. So I talked around that.
The first one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But he knows what happens at the end. So I kind of tiptoed around that conversation, talked him through it, and was like, more or less, this is why, without telling him anything, and kind of gave him that want to understand. So I was like, hey, I just basically more or less kept saying everything happens for a very good reason, and it's understandable. It's not just out of nowhere.
Yeah. And
he was also really worried about, and hey, I'm sorry, chat, if this offends you in any way, my dad's very old school. He really didn't want the whole girl-on-girl thing really shoved into you, and that's what he was worried about the whole game, and I told him that that's not a factor. It's like any other relationship. Nothing is forced, it's just like how you would be with your significant other, period. And I never felt weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never felt weird that whole game. When the trailer came out and they were at the party and they had the kiss scene, I remember that was a real big deal on the internet for but that's because when you lead with something like that, I don't want to say dumb people, but people who are quick to jump the gun are quickly offended by stuff like that, and to assert that to the whole game, it's like, It's not. It wasn't ever gonna be all that, and I think that people just took it the wrong way initially, because it's a big thing to open with. That was literally the first thing that we all saw in Last of Us 2, right? Was that cutscene? That was the first thing that they introduced.
This game's about zombies, girls kissing.
Yes, literally. Yeah, you don't see a single. You see nothing. You just see all. You don't even see Joel. I don't think.
In the trailer,
yeah, in the beginning, I don't even think you see him.
So yeah, I'm a little nervous. I feel like there's a couple of parts because that game really takes you for a ride.
It does.
There are things in Last of Us 2 that you